Welcome back to Pulled Outfield at Wacona Park in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. We restart the stream as we head to the bottom of the seventh after stretch time, and it will be the right fielder, Sean Murphy, being a straight replacement as a pinch hitter as well. This one by Jack Klumovic is lifted right into center back where it came from on a line drive, and that single will lead off the inning on the first pitch.
Well, the Suns have been on the attack all night. Don't want to say too much to spoil one of my post-game show talking points, but
might as well speak about it now.
they have brought on the offense today. They have kept at this Westfield pitching staff throughout the game. It's been very fun to see and very encouraging after a tough loss last night to Brockton.
Here's the first pitch to Colley. That misses outside. The count is 1-0.
On the down low, Jack Colley has had himself a decent night. Again, he's reached base in all three of his at-bats, the first being on an error, but the other two being on a walk and a double, which plated some runs.
Pitch misses low. Count now 2-0. So again, Colley reaching on a fielder's choice, a walk, and a 2 RBI double. He's got 2 runs scored collectively. Had a great game. 2-0. Does hit the outside corner. And it's 2-1. Here is a 2-1 count. Brushes back Colley. And now it's 3-1. Here is a 3-1. That misses out of the zone for ball 4. Runners on first and second. Nobody gone for the right fielder, Kyle Cronk. He's 0 for 2 with a walk.
Stop us if you've heard this one before. The Suns have 2 runners on to lead off the inning and a chance to put up even more runs. 8 they have so far, nothing to shake your head at. But you know what the best run is, guys? The next one, to quote a phrase or paraphrase a phrase.
Here's a pitch. Oh, no, that one was very close.
Yes,
it looked
sir.
good, but we'll say it missed high on the outside part of the plate.
Not to jinx Jack Colley, but no strikeouts on the day.
Sir, it's a very nice outing for that young man.
It'll be the first time since game number 2 of the season when the Suns traveled to Westfield taking on these very same Starfires where he didn't have a strikeout in a game. He has at least one in every one of his starts since. Hopefully it did not just jinx him.
Swung on a miss. It's now 2-1.
Well, as much as I'd like to see a huge 7th or 8th inning out of the Suns offense, Colley is statistically the least likely to come up to bat again in this game.
Right.
Ooh.
This one fouled off of the home plate umpire. And the count now is 2-2.
No sweat there for home plate umpire Paul McKinney. He stands up as though nothing happened.
Kyle Cronk, the man at the plate, has been relatively quiet as of late. Get a nice 4-for-4 outing with a double against the Worcester Bravehearts back on June 30th, but since has been silent 0 for his last 8, not including tonight.
Swung on a miss, and that is strike 3 for Kyle Cronk. Well, you guys were speaking about strikeouts, and, well, of course, that has to go to Kyle Cronk, who's at the plate.
Quinn Dini appears again.
Well,
sort of.
He predicted the future, just not the way that he saw it.
Right.
Here's Jack Cooney. He is 1 for 2, 3 RBI, a single with 2 RBI, a walk with an RBI, and a line out to third. Going to chase this is Salima, and he will run out of room.
Mr. Deeney, if I may, when you make these predictions to reference a Marvel thing here, how many futures do you see?
Oh boy.
That remains to be seen.
All right. If you tell me,
I
it won't
think I
happen,
know what that is because of memes, but I've never seen a Marvel movie.
really. Okay.
Not a single one.
No. That's fair, man. I can't. I've never seen most movies, so I can't really judge.
Same here. I don't
The
watch
0-1 hits the
movies.
outside corner. It's now 0-2 here to Cooney.
I've probably seen about 5 movies my entire life.
Marvel is really
kidding.
one of the 2 categories of movie which I generally try to see.
The 0-2 misses. The count is now 1-2. If there's one movie you absolutely need to watch, it just turned 25 years old 2 days ago on the 6th, Forrest Gump.
Okay. Yeah.
The best movies ever made.
Not one I have seen. Although
Wow.
one I certainly know a lot about through talk and memes and references and whatnot.
1-2 is another breaking ball that misses low and away, and now 2-2. It is one of the best movies that you will ever see. It's probably one of the top 10 movies of all time.
Oh yeah, I've heard a lot of good things, and I mean I've certainly heard a lot of Run Forrest Run in my lifetime.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, the classic. Boy, that one never gets old, does it?
Here's a 2-2 from Albie, and the pitch. Chopper, high chopper, tore short. He's going to step on second himself, throw it to first. His foot was on the bag as he stretched over, so that will go down as a 6-3 double play, and that is going to end the inning. In the inning, no runs off of 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. We now head to 7 full to the top of the 8th. Pittsfield Suns currently lead the Westfield Starfires 8-4. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Give yourself the gift of a comfortable retirement by setting some cash aside for yourself. Saving a little of your monthly income can be as affordable as the average holiday gift. If retirement is near, you'll want to start saving right away. If you're younger, begin saving now, and compound interest will help your retirement funds snowball. A great way to figure out how much you'll need to save for retirement is to learn how much you'll get from Social Security. Do that in minutes at www.socialsecurity.gov/estimator.
Do you suffer from the heartbreak of brain rot, feeling bored, sluggish, listless, not had a new idea in days, using electronic gizmos without a clue why they work? Now there's help. Ham radio, guaranteed to stimulate your corroding neurons and open a whole new world of excitement. To learn more about ham radio, go to helloradio.org.
Side effects of ham radio usage include mental stimulation, desire for education, new career paths, understanding of technology, and cases of addiction have been reported. If you experience any of these symptoms, you're welcome.
Ham radio. It's not your granddaddy's radio anymore.
Hi, we're talking to real smokers about quitting. Tell me when you smoke and why you smoke.
Eat, cigarette, kids, cigarette, dinner, another cigarette.
One on my way to lunch, one after lunch.
And another cigarette, and another cigarette.
Have you tried to quit?
Yes. I become angry.
It ain't that easy. You can't just quit cold turkey. I tried.
What would you do different?
Actually having a plan and thinking it through.
You have to relearn how to live your life without a cigarette in your hand.
With the right plan, you can quit smoking. Free at becomeanx.org. X, a new way to think about quitting. Brought to you by X and the Ad Council.
So there'll be a new pinch hitter and a pitcher in the ball game. Be a pinch hitter. That's Andrew Ciccarelli. I got that right.
Got it.
And then the pitcher for the Pittsfield Suns, that's number 10, Brody Altier, the short arm side armor. And the first pitch misses out of the zone, 1-0. Ciccarelli, we're going to take a peek at how his season has gone. As Ciccarelli's batting in 31 games, 240, 3 homers, 11 RBI.
So he's got a little bit of a pop to him, does Ciccarelli. He's tied for the team lead in home runs.
Yeah, for a team that doesn't really hit too many home runs, 3 would be the tie.
Christian Walsh is tying him on that mark.
That pitch misses out of the zone. Now the count is 2-0. Ciccarelli has only missed 1 game so far this season for the Westfield Starfires. Now he's coming in as a non-starter. Beautiful changeup there from Altier. Pitch is in there. Now 2-1. Now for Altier, he will set from the stretch. He works exclusively from it. Oh, a big swing and miss there from Ciccarelli.
It's talking about missing games and in terms of roster balance, you were just speaking about there, Billy. A little bit of a divide between the Starfires and the Suns.
Ciccarelli just off the end cap of the bat, able to make contact.
The Starfires currently have 6 players who have appeared in 10 or fewer games in terms of batters. 6 players, 7, 7, 3, 2, 2, and 1 games played for these 6. Meanwhile, the Suns, the only one under.
Speaking of under, this one he got under it a lot, going towards center, and sliding it as the center fielder, Jack Cooney. He will make the grab out in center, but I'll have you finish your point.
Just to say that the Suns, the only player on the Suns roster under 10 games played is Ryan Cervone, who is no longer with the team, and long since no longer with the team. So a lot more roster balance, as we've certainly seen. Getty likes to switch the lineup quite a bit and play all his guys. It is summer ball.
It shows the depth. It really does.
Very true.
2-seam fastball there from Brody Altier. It broke out against the lefty from the right-hand short sidearm action from Brody Altier. That hits the outside corner for a called strike. Now 1 ball, 1 strike.
You know who this motion reminds me of a little bit?
I'd like to hear it.
Phillip Rivers. Quarterback.
Doesn't he play football?
Yes, sir. Quarterback for the Los Angeles Chargers.
This one a change up going out towards left center field. Center fielder Jack Cooney coming in. Again will make the running play, electing not to slide this time.
But both Altier and Rivers with sort of short, compact sidearm motions. Of course, yes, one of them plays football.
We talk about how Brody Altier is not really an overpowering pitcher, but he does get the job done. He really, really does.
Angelo Diaquento will dig in. That's the catcher number 20. He came in as a defensive replacement, but on the season for Diaquento, he will actually chop this one up the middle towards short. Grabbed, thrown, out for out number 3. Diaquento coming in batting 176, no over 7 RBI. That average will dip on the ground out to short. That is going to end the inning. As we're through 7.5, we head to the bottom of the 8th. The Pittsfield Suns currently lead the Westfield Starfires by a score of 8-4. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Give yourself the gift of a comfortable retirement by setting some cash aside for yourself. Saving a little of your monthly income can be as affordable as the average holiday gift. If retirement is near, you'll want to start saving right away. If you're younger, begin saving now, and compound interest will help your retirement funds snowball. A great way to figure out how much you'll need to save for retirement is to learn how much you'll get from Social Security. Do that in minutes at www.socialsecurity.gov/estimator.
I have a passion for the environment. That's why I serve in the United States Coast Guard. We monitor commercial vessels, making sure our ports and waterways are safe and clean from oil or other hazardous material. We patrol our fisheries, protect marine wildlife and their habitats. With all we do, it's about protecting America.
Were you born ready to protect America? Learn more at gocoastguard.com.
Sponsored by the United States Coast Guard in cooperation with the Massachusetts Broadcasters Association and this station.
At the American Lung Association, we're fighting for a day when we can all breathe easier. We're fighting for clear skies over every city and healthy lungs throughout the country. We're fighting to free millions of Americans from the addictive grip of tobacco and the devastating effects of lung disease. The American Lung Association isn't just fighting for air, we're fighting for all the things that make it worth breathing, and we can use your help. See what you can do at fightingforair.org.
Exercises.
We come back now to the bottom of the 8th, and the Pittsfield Suns will bring up the top of the lineup, but there's a bit of a defensive carousel right now. Walsh will be replaced by Ciccarelli. He's going to move to left. From left to second will be Kellogg. From second to third will be O'Castle. I think I got that down, Pat.
Pretty good to me.
Albie will remain out there. He's been a reliever since almost the beginning of the 5th third batter in the fifth, rather. First pitch misses outside for a ball. The count is 1-0.
Well, lest we not see him in the ninth inning.
Pitch misses low. Go ahead.
Which could go either way. Brody Altair, he's been a guy that started off the season a little shaky, but has really settled down pretty nicely, as you said, Colin.
High fly ball, but it's foul.
Man, that was a rip from Dom Hughes. Wish he could have straightened that one out, but good effort.
Hughes does have one home run on the season. Just couldn't get that one to go fair. That would have been out of here.
But Altair, a guy with a 6.23 ERA on June 6th. That's his appearance against the Navigators. Since then, he's brought that ERA down to 4.32. His last four appearances, he's allowed only one earned run.
Here's the 3-1. That misses out of the zone high. Another walk. Third to Dom Hughes in a row.
Oh, wow, so it is.
Shortstop, number 40, Bryce Osmond.
Bryce Osmond was hit by a pitch. Otherwise, he's 0 for 3, looking to grab some offense here.
It's been a tough go of it lately for Mr. Bryce Osmond. Really all summer long. Hasn't really gotten it going. A couple of games where he had.
Pitch in the dirt. Gets away from the catcher. Throw over to second is not in time. Goes out into center field. And that's the second throwing error by a catcher today. One each for the starter, Quinn and Diaquinto. So that will be a ball, wild pitch, and error. So now, just like that, there's a runner on third with nobody gone. Suns already leading 8-4. That's the fourth error by the Starfires, so they go 4-5-4 for runs, hits, errors. Suns 8-8-2. So Brian Albee now will wind up the 1-0. Hot shot headed towards third. Gobbled up by the third baseman. A throw into first. In time, scoop there on a short hop there from Salima. No advancement to home.
The left fielder, number 36, Caden Trinkle.
Well, that struggle is going to continue now for Osmond. Looks like he's going to go 0 for 4 tonight. And it's going to be 0 for his last 11. So not great for Mr. Bryce Osmond. A couple of errors in tonight's game as well.
Pitch that hits in there. Called strike on the lower inside corner. 0-1. That pitch drops in. Apparently that must have missed high. Look really good from here. Count will be 1-1 as the infield is in. And the pitch. That's off the end cap of the bat. And now it'll be a 1-2. Here's a windup again from Albee, and the 1-2. Misses way outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, in just a second, I'll have some results from the home run derby.
Oh, boy.
A couple of rounds already
interested in
underway.
that.
We're in round 2 currently, so we'll give you guys the winners.
2-2, misses outside. Now 3-2. We also got to go with a tripper on the FCBL, so we'll do the home run derby results after that. We'll do that after this batter for Tranquil. More than likely. Here's the payoff. High fly ball deep to right. Going back is Joyce towards the wall. This one is gone. A big 2-run home run by Caden Tranquil. And now the Suns, they got double digits on the run board. It's 10-4 and a big 2-run shot by Caden Tranquil. Off the bat, you knew it was gone.
Just a big blast there from Mr. Caden Tranquil after having a rough night yesterday. He comes right back and sends that one over the wall. Had a great night in Bristol with those 2 triples. I talked to him yesterday in the pregame interview. Didn't have such a great night, but comes right back in this one. Sends a home run over the right field wall. Just barely really got out of here, but off the crack of the bat, you knew it was out.
Yes, that was. He's very, he hasn't necessarily blown the lid off the place. We've seen a lot of guys with some spectacular performances this year, but Caden Tranquil, very kind of under the radar, has been fun to watch for this team, both defensively and offensively. That's his 3rd home run of the year.
3rd home run of the year. First pitch to Malcolm is high. The next pitch, it's waved at and missed for strike 1. So it's 1-1 with 1 gone. Like I said, it was more than likely we would get to the get to that tripper on the FCBL. Here's the 1-1. Waved at this one. It is swung on and missed. The count's 1-2. Why don't we get into that tripper on right now?
Well, let's give it a quick look. We'll take a look at the Bristol Blues and the Nashua Silver Knights currently underway in Nashua. That game is in the bottom of the 9th.
That pitch misses outside, 2-2.
The Bristol Blues have come back and scored 2 in the 6th, 1 7th, 1 in the 8th, 1 in the 9th, and lead at 7-4 over the Silver Knights. In the bottom of the 9th now, 1 out for the Silver Knights and nobody on base. And we take a look at the Brockton Rocks and North Shore Navigators. All eyes on that one here, especially for the Pittsfield Suns.
That's going to miss. And that is going to draw a walk there for Matt Malcolm.
Score in that one is currently 9-5 in favor of the North Shore Navigators. They have 9 runs, 13 hits, 2 errors. Brockton, 5 runs, 7 hits, and 3 errors. Bottom of the 8th, there is 1 out for the Navigators. And in this one, Caden Trenkle just went yard. And the Pittsfield Suns lead it 10-4 over the Westfield Starfires, and we will have yet another pitching change for Westfield.
So why don't we stay put here during this change? Why don't you give us those results?
Yeah, I want to hear this.
Here you go. In the first round, the 1 seed, which was supposed to be Christian Yelich, now is Matt Chapman, took on Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and I wonder who won that one. Brought you guys that one. 29 home runs for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He wins that one over Matt Chapman, who had 13 home runs. The number 2 seed, Pete Alonso, and the number 7 seeded Carlos Santana. Pete Alonso of the New York Mets wins that one 14-13, so a close one there. Josh Bell and Ronald Acuna Jr. battled it out. It was Ronald Acuna Jr. taking it over Josh Bell, 25-18, 25 home runs for Acuna Jr. And then in our last matchup, Alex Bregman and Jock Peterson. Jock Peterson for the LA Dodgers won that one 21-16. And now we are in round 2. It's Jock Peterson versus Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and Ronald Acuna Jr. and Pete Alonso battling it out. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., off of his 21 home run performance in round 1, comes back and puts up another 29 home runs in round 2.
Oh, come on.
No way.
I'm not kidding you. 468 feet was his longest home run in round 2.
Wow.
He averaged
That's weak.
417.
Yeah, all right, Billy.
He averaged 417 feet for his 29 home runs.
Man.
So it's going to be tough for Mr. Jock Pedersen to come back, but who knows? We'll see.
Yeah,
That's
we've seen a
tough.
record broken already.
48 home runs in the first 2 rounds.
I'll tell you.
This is Josh Hamilton from 2000, what?
Oh, yeah.
8?
Yeah.
But turn it up to 11.
Say what you will about that, the home run derby sort of affecting players, getting guys sore for the second half of the season. I've never had a bad time watching a home run derby. I will say that.
That's good for the league, but Vladimir Guerrero is going to be $1 million richer.
Oh, he is.
Oh, easily.
Totally.
Pitch hits the outside corner, and the count now 1 ball, 1 strike. Jeremiah Vargas is the new pitcher. I got to mention that. Swung on a miss. It's now 1-2 here to Matt Valenti. For Valenti, he's 0 for 2 with a walk, 2 of them rather, and a run scored. Fouls this one off, remains at 1-2. Oh boy, I'm looking right now. We're getting to the later innings. We got to find a player in the game, but there's way too many good ones.
There are a few good ones.
Swung on a miss for strike 3. Down goes Valenti, and here comes the second baseman, number 1, Jack Kalumovic.
Second baseman, number 1, Jack Kalumovic.
I think it's got to be between Caden Trenkle and Matt Malcolm. Trenkle with the home run, a hit in the first inning, 2 runs scored. Malcolm with a pair of 2-baggers. He also scored.
Pitch misses, 1-0.
Single in the 6th. A walk in this 8th inning. He's currently standing on first base. He's been on base in 4 of his 5 plate appearances.
The 1-0, that misses outside. Oh, it's called a strike. Framing it for the call was Diaquento. The pitch was well outside, but he framed it.
I was prepared to throw my hat in with Malcolm until that Tranquil home run. Now I'm not so sure.
Way out in front of that one is Kalumovic, now 1-2.
Well, Jack Kalumovic has also had a low-key nice game as well. A couple of singles, fly out, and a fielder's choice. He's just been doing that all season long. We talked about that in his first at-bat, how really productive he has been.
Swung on a miss for strike 3. That is going to end the inning. We head now to the top of the 9th. Suns over the Starfires right now, 10-4. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Hi, this is Paul McCartney on behalf of RAD. If you're drinking, you can't drive my car or any car. Remember, if you're partying this holiday season, don't drink and drive. Got it? It's just not worth it. Doesn't make sense. Thank you.
Yes, I'm gonna be a star. A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
You must be your fairy godmother. Yes.
It doesn't take a fairy godmother to tell you that the right fit means everything.
Good heavens, child. You can't go in that.
Children under 4'9" need to be in a booster seat because they aren't ready for adult safety belts alone. Many parents miss the important step of booster seats.
Maybe you better explain things to him.
Booster seats raise your child up so that a safety belt designed for adults will fit and protect them properly.
Oh, that does make a difference.
Remember that 4'9" is the magic number, and get your little pumpkin there safely in a booster seat.
Hop in, my dear. Oh, thank you.
And like Cinderella, you can live happily ever after.
It's like a dream. A wonderful dream come true.
For more information, visit boosterseat.gov. This has been a message from the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.
You suffer from
Now we head to the top of the 9th. Pittsfield Suns, they're 3 outs away. They're going to bring in a reliever with some action, number 11, right-handed hurler Jared Henry. That's going to end the line on Brody Altier. Going to give you the lines on all the pitchers right now while we have a quick minute. Alex Price, we already gave you his, but for Joshua Jesuit, an inning pitch, 6 batters faced, 2 runs, 1 earned off of 1 double, 1 walk, and a strikeout. He pitched 29 pitches, 19 for strikes. Brody Altier, he had a perfect 8th. 1 inning off 3 batters faced. He pitched 10 pitches, 7 for strikes. And I forgot to mention for the visitors as well. Brian Albee, 2 2/3, 14 batters faced, 3 runs, all earned off 3 hits, including a home run, 4 walks, 2 wild pitches, 2 strikeouts. He pitched a total of 65 pitches, only 31 for strikes, 34 for balls. That's the 3rd pitcher today for the Starfires who pitched more balls and strikes, or even balls and strikes.
Yikes.
For Jeremiah Vargas, 2/3, 2 batters faced, 2 strikeouts, and he pitched 9 pitches, 7 for strikes. The only Westfield Starfires pitcher today to throw more strikes than balls.
Designated hitter, number 25, Anthony Clark.
So bring up Anthony Clark as we're going to give you the line on Jared Henry as well. Henry, a solid year right now. He's got an 0-1 record with a save, 3.52 ERA, 11 appearances, 15 1/3 innings pitched, 11 hits, 10 runs, 6 earned, 13 walks to 20 strikeouts. First pitch that misses out of the zone low, and the count is 1-0. Here's the next pitch. Moves too far in, and the count now 2-0.
Jared Henry just getting the final 3 outs here. Kind of like a mop-up duty here almost.
Pitch misses out of the zone. Now it's 3-0. They have a 6-run lead with 3 outs to play with, a good cushion. But with a day off tomorrow, you do want to get Henry some sort of action to make sure his arm is still there. Pitch that misses out of the zone, ball 4.
I'd kind of like to get in the heads of some of these pitchers and ask, which would you prefer, coming into a situation in which you got to get 2 or 3 outs and preserve a lead, or, coming in when you got a 6-run cushion to just put the 9th away. I think I know what they'd say, but I'd still be interested to ask.
Anthony Clark walked, and this will bring up Andrew Salima. He's 0 for 1. 2 runs because he was hit by a pitch and he walked. Pitch misses outside, and the count is 1-0. Henry with the sign. And the pitch. Misses high and away. Now the count is 2-0.
6 straight balls here by Jared Henry, and Matt Malcolm, the catcher, going to go out and talk to Henry, settle him down here really quick. Just a quick word, and he'll head trot right back to home plate.
Here is a 2-0. Swung on, foul tip back into the mitt. That's strike 1. So once again, an off day tomorrow before they're back home again on Wednesday. Swung on it, missed. Now the count is 2-2.
Bit of a late swing there by Salima. Didn't have much chance at that one.
Actually, these games here between yesterday and Wednesday, that'll be the most the Suns have had for games in a row. This one, a high fly ball out to right. Cronk going back. The wind bringing it back in, and that will be caught by Cronk. Thought it might have been gone, but just brought back in. Died out there in right field, no carry.
Yes, sir. That looked like it might have had a chance off the crack of the bat, but not sure if there was some wind that knocked down Cronk, kind of twisted and turned in getting under that ball. But an out's an out. No advance, no runs scored. I'll take that as much as you can.
Pitch, that one misses high there to the third baseman, Dolan O'Castle. Began the contest at second base. He is 1 for 2, a walk, 2 stolen bases in the third, a single in the fifth, and a fielder's choice error by the shortstop. Speaking of, this one goes over to short, flip over to second for 1, over to first, high throw, and that goes into the dugout. So that is a fielder's choice 6-4, but a throwing error by Kalumovic. And advancing to second will be O'Castle.
Center fielder number 14, Danny Crossan.
Still at this point, Suns get another out on the play. They're one step closer to the end of this ball game.
Well, I'm glad that the Suns gave me a second to let you guys know that Jock Peterson tied Vladimir Guerrero for 29 home runs in the second round. So then I had to go to an additional round. Vladimir Guerrero has already put up 8 extra home runs in the second round. So that is going to be
it's going to be fun to watch when I get home.
Oh, boy.
I'm sorry. Just pay that man. Here's the pitch. Pitch is outside. The count is 1-0 to Danny Crossan as the Pittsfield Suns are 1 out away. This one, a hot shot going into left, and left fielder Trenko will slide and make the grab. That is going to end the contest in a big way for the Suns as the final out comes at 9:53. The Pittsfield Suns, a big final out, and that'll do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Suns want to thank
So now we head to the Pittsfield Suns post-game show. We'll be right back with more on that here on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Exercise is hard. So is maintaining a healthy diet. Of course, neither is half as hard as dying. Sadly, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and stroke kill nearly 1 million people a year. Even sadder, most of these deaths are preventable with a few lifestyle changes, including regular activity, healthier eating, and not smoking. Talk to your doctor about your risk for type 2 diabetes and heart disease. And if your doctor recommends lifestyle changes or medication, listen The reason so many die is because not enough are willing to change. You can stop it, starting right now. It's your life. Listen to your doctor. Eat better. Get moving. Visit checkupamerica.org or call 1-800-DIABETES. A message from the American Diabetes Association.
At the American Lung Association, we're fighting for a day when we can all breathe easier. We're fighting for clear skies over every city and healthy lungs throughout the country. We're fighting to free millions of Americans from the addictive grip of tobacco and the devastating effects of lung disease. The American Lung Association isn't just fighting for air, we're fighting for all the things that make it worth breathing, and we can use your help. See what you can do at fightingforair.org.
The follow.
Welcome to the Pittsfield Suns post-game show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Now, back to Paul Dowd Field at historic Wacona Park in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, with your host, Billy Madewell, Steve O'Brien, and Colin Quinn.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pittsfield Suns post-game show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. For the Pittsfield Suns, back on the right track in normal Pittsfield Suns baseball with high-powered offense and very effective pitching. My name is Billy Madewell, again joined by Steve O'Brien Jr. and Colin Quinn. Back on the right track, I think, is the appropriate phrase in this instance.
Absolutely. The Suns have done it a couple times now in the month of July, and they've done it once again after a rough 7-2 loss last night to the Brockton Rocks. The Suns bounced back, put up a 10 spot on the Westfield Starfires. They bounced back pretty nicely. Just a couple of factors that led toward that win. The Suns put up runs in 5 of their 8 innings that they batted. It's not easy to put up 10, not easy to put up double digits on a team, but it's harder to do, in my opinion, over the course of a full game. Sometimes you'll get a 6, 7, 8 run inning, which will help you out, but the Suns scored no more than 3 in any of their bottom innings and still managed to put up 10. That was consistent offense across the game. Additionally, they drew 10 walks from the Starfires pitching, and the Starfires put up 4 errors. That's not going to help.
Consistency, I think, is a key word here for the Pittsfield Suns in this game. Really getting consistent hitting all throughout their lineup and just getting the job done, making the Starfires pay for some of those errors, like you said, Steve. 4 errors for the Westfield Starfires. The Suns not really much better with 2 errors. 3 errors it was. 3 errors left on the board for them as well, but they really got production from the middle of the order. Caden Tranquil with the home run late in the game. Matt Malcolm just continues to tear the cover off the ball.
Yes,
Jack Colley really coming up large as well in the middle of the game, really, before the Sun delay. When he had his double, also had 2 walks and didn't strike out. I'm so happy to say, did not jinx him. He did not strike out in this game for the first time since the second game of the season. So kudos to Jack Colley, but the Suns just getting back on track, I think exactly what they needed to do today.
And here's how the scoring went down. In the bottom of the first, an RBI double by Matt Malcolm. At the bottom of the second, 2 runs would come in off an RBI, 2 RBI single by Jack Cooney. Another run would be in the third, which would be the bases loaded a walk, and it would then later end because Colley went from second to third on the walk, but then tried to go home on a wild pitch. Did not do so, out 2-1. No scoring in the fourth when, well, they had a runner on third because someone tried swiping home. That's right. They tried stealing home base or home plate. It was not successful. Top of the fifth would be 2 runs for the Westfield Starfires, starting off with a solo shot in the first pitch. That one was by Tommy Quinn. And then off a fielder's choice throwing error by the shortstop Bryce Osmond, it was Andrew Salima who scored. Bottom of the fifth, however, they would get those 2 runs back, plus 1 as well, as 2 runs came in off a 2 RBI double by Jack Colley, who later scored as well off a wild pitch. Bottom 6, it would be an RBI single by Matt Malcolm. Top 7 would be runs for the Starfires, a 2 RBI 2-bagger by Danny Crossan, and then the scoring would subside after a 2-run blast by Caden Tranquil right off the bat. You knew it was gone. And a final score of 4 runs, 5 hits, and 4 errors for the Westfield Starfires. 10 runs and less than that in hits, 9 hits, and 3 errors. So big matchup here for the Pittsfield Suns, able to get a big win and a comeback win as well. This team is not like teams in the past. They are no longer streaky. They are a bounce-back team. You got high win streaks and very minimal losing streaks.
Sir, I think the one at the very outset of the season, 4 in a row after winning their first 4, I think that might be the longest losing streak the Suns have had this year. Not amazing, but if all your other streaks are lower than that, that's not a bad season.
Yeah, and like you said, they're not streaky anymore. They're either a team that is going to come out, win a couple games, and they'll lose one, then they'll win a couple more games, and that's why they're number 1 in the standings right now for the FCBL. They're now 19-13, and they come in now game and a half over Brockton, game and a half over North Shore, depending on how those games fare out in the end. Those games just about to go final. Bristol looks like they're about to defeat Nashua, and North Shore looks like it's going to defeat the Brockton Rocks, but still Pittsfield's going to stay on top no matter what those results are, and it looks like they are final now. So we'll see if the Suns can continue the trend and continue to win and get even better throughout the summer.
And for the Pittsfield Suns, again, they're in the midst of their longest homestand. They got 3 home games out of 4 days because they do have a game off and a day off tomorrow, which is Tuesday the 9th. But really, the Suns today were par for the course due to their usual hitting, their usual fielding, their usual pitching as well. Sure, you had 3 errors. 2 of them were actually during pretty much crunch time. The other one was in garbage time. But again, pretty easy to just throw this away. Sure, you had an error. You're human. You're going to have mistakes. But minor mistakes for the Suns here today, even though there's 3 errors on the scoreboard. But 10 runs off of 9 hits. They really took full effect of every hit they had and every walk that they had, which is why they have more runs than hits.
Exactly. I think you're right there, Billy. That 10 walks is a huge part of why they were able to drive in 10 on only 9 hits.
And again, for the Pittsfield Suns, they are going to win this one by a final score of 10-4. The winning pitcher and a quality start performance will be Alex Price. What an outing for him. There's going to be no saves, no holds, but getting the loss will be Mitch McQuaid. For Alex Price, he is going to improve his line now to his first decision of the year, going 1-0. And getting the loss, that is going to be Mitch McQuaid. He's now going to get his first decision on the losing side, going 0-1. For the Pittsfield Suns, their player of the game, he really had it going in practically every at-bat. It's going to be the catcher, Matt Malcolm. Matt Malcolm went 3 for 4 with 2 doubles, 2 RBI, a walk, a run scored. He had a fantastic night at the plate. He was only put out once.
He's been one of the Suns' best hitters, if not their best hitter at this point statistically, all year. He's been very consistent in his time at the plate. This whole catching core has been really impressive to watch.
You have the contact as the lead for Matt Malcolm. You have the power in the lead for Jackson Peterson, and you have the defensive prowess of Andrew Fernandez. There is not a single catching core in this league right now. It is fantastic to see. There's really no weak point in any catcher.
No way.
All of them are up there in average.
We've seen every team here, I want to say every team at least more than once, and there's been no comparison between the catching cores of any team compared to the Pittsfield Suns. They have the best catching core, and that's for sure. And they have Mr. Matt Malcolm, who is now 3rd in the FCBL in average with a 346 average, only behind Brandon Miller of the Bristol Blues, as well as Tyler McGregor of the North Shore Navigators, who the Suns will face next.
And Connor Berry when he, qualifies.
Right. He'll get there eventually. Just needs to get more playing time. But
that's pretty much it because, again, 13 games played, and he has a hit in every single one of them.
I'll tell you, I'm excited. I don't think we've seen it yet here at Wacona, but I'd be excited to see the day when all 3 of them play in the lineup. Fernandez behind the plate.
We've seen it once.
The DH. We have.
We've seen it once, yes.
First base.
Peterson was at first
right,
base,
that's
yes.
Right. We did see that one time.
Fernandez was behind home plate. Matt Malcolm was a DH. it's not really a death lineup per se, but right now the Pittsfield Suns, really any team that they put out has really been very well put together. Again, you look at the amount of games played by the Pittsfield Suns, and for players that have been on the team, there's one player who played 2 games, but that's it. The lowest amount of games played other than that is 11, so double digits for every single position player on the roster.
Yes, sir.
It shows off the depth, not just in the catching core, but the outfield, the infield, and of course, we've already seen the pitching core, of course.
I don't think you're going to see that in most other teams in this league. We talked about it earlier in the broadcast. Westfield doesn't necessarily display that kind of depth, just in terms of the guys that they play, in terms of batting anyway.
Now, getting the pitcher of the ball game, that is Alex Price. Quality start, 6 innings, 24 batters faced, 2 runs, 1 earned, 4 hits, including a home run given up. 2 walks and a hit batsman off 5 strikeouts. He pitched 77 pitches, 53 for strikes. A quality start, getting the win. Fantastic job by both him, Malcolm, and the entire Suns squad today. And that is going to do it as the Pittsfield Suns win this one by a score of 10-4 over the Westfield Starfires. Gentlemen, your final thoughts.
You already talked earlier, Colin, about Jack Colley. I wanted to give him a little shout out for his night this evening. He had a pretty solid night for himself. But another guy that I think has flown a little under the radar, but has been steadily improving. I mentioned it earlier in the broadcast. Brody Altier with a 1-2-3 inning in the 8th. Again, not a high pressure situation by any means, but a good outing is a good outing, and that was a good outing.
Jack Lumovic with a 2-for-5 outing. Not a terrible night for him as well. He's been consistent all season long, as I mentioned throughout his at-bats and in the broadcast. He has been a guy that the Suns can rely on to get a clutch single, clutch double whenever you need it. The Suns needed a bounce-back victory here tonight, and that's exactly what they got at the hands of the Westfield Starfires, who have struggled really all season long, couldn't get it going. But a win is a win, and the Suns will take it. Now they get another off day tomorrow before the North Shore Navigators will look to battle for first place, it looks like.
It all depends on how it goes. And I know we got to grab your final thoughts, but do you have an update on the Home Run Derby?
Let's take a quick look at the Home Run Derby. Looks like Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has won round number 2 over Jock Pedersen is his name. 40 home runs to 39 is the final score in that one. So now they're on to round 2 between Ronald Acuna Jr. and Pete Alonso.
And with that, wasn't there a second sudden death round?
There was a second and third, I believe. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
If I'm reading that correctly, yeah.
That crowd has got to be exhausted after that.
I bet the players even worse. Like, oh, my goodness. Can't even imagine. But Vladimir Guerrero Jr., the 8th seed, is moving on to the finals.
Wow. What a matchup. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it. And for the Pittsfield Suns, the next time you'll see them on the field, it won't be Tuesday. They got an off day, so it will be Wednesday here at home against the North Shore Navigators. More than likely a battle for first place or a battle to tie for first place. It all depends on how things end up tomorrow as well for the North Shore Navigators. So the Pittsfield Suns will host the North Shore Navigators at 6:30 is first pitch, 6:15 is pregame. As tonight has been Massachusetts Pride Night presented by Big Y. But ladies and gentlemen, after all is said and done, a big win, 10-4, and that is going to do it for us. Alongside Steve O'Brien Jr. and Colin Quinn for players, coaches, umpires, and fans, this is Billy Madewell signing off, saying thank you for listening and tuning in to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great evening. We'll see you all on Wednesday.
Thank you for listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Please join us next time for more exciting baseball action from Paul Dowd Field at historic Wacona Park. This play-by-play broadcast of Pittsfield Suns Baseball was a production of the Pittsfield Suns. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the accounts and descriptions of this game without the expressed written consent of the Pittsfield Suns is strictly prohibited.